Video kana keessatti qormaata moodelaa bara 2017 eebila tokko hanga eebila 3 2017tti biiroon barnoota Oromiyaa qormaata baasee barattoota kutaa 12ffaa intiraansii bara 2017tti fudhataniidhaaf dhiyeesse isiniif qabadhee dhiyaadheera. Maarree barattoota isinis GeoGraphy 17 tiyubii wajjin yoo qayyabattan gaaffilee GeoGraphy 17 tiyubiin viidiyoowwan adda addaa keessatti ji'a lama asitti hojjetee fi gaaffilee kana wal bira qabuudhaan hagam akka GeoGraphy 17 tiyubiin isin qopheessaa jiru asumaan akka mirkaneeffattanii fi iddoowwan dubbisuu qabdan haga ammaatti hin dubbisne qaawwa dubbisa keessanii akka guuttattaniidhaaf isin gargaaruuf GeoGraphy 17 tiyubiin onnatee hojjechaa jira. GeoGraphy 17 tiyubii wajjin qayyabachuun bu'aa qabeessummaa keessan mirkaneeffachuudha. GeoGraphy 17 tiyubii share like ሰብስክራይብ ጎቹን ደገቲና በዚህ ቪዲዮ የኦሮሚያ ትምህርት ቢሮ ከሚያዝያ 1 እስከ 3 በነበረው ለ12ኛ ክፍል ባቀረበው ሞዴል ፈተና ጥያቄዎችን በዚህ ቪዲዮ ውስጥ ይዤላችሁ መጥቻለሁ። እናንተም ከጂኦግራፊ 17 ቲዩብ ጋር በመቆየት ያላነበባችሁትን ቦታ ደግሞ እንድትከልሱ እንደሚረዳችሁ ባለሙሉ ተስፋ ነኝ። Choose the best answer from the given possible alternatives. Question number 1. Which branch of geography is mainly concerned with social beliefs and customs? A. Political geography. B. Cultural geography. C. Population geography. D. Urban geography. Question number 2. Why is Paleozoic era describing to us the age of ancient life? A. Dominance of mammals. B. Abundance of trilobites and shelled animals. C. First appearance of humans. D. Formation of Pangea. Deebii keessan kan ta'u kami? Sakandii 10 isiniif kenna. Good. The correct answer for question number 1 is cultural geography. Cultural geography studies about cultures, norms, values, food culture, dressings, and the others. While political geography studies about politics, how boundary is demarcated between two countries, and also how the peoples are practicing decision making. Population geography studies about birth rate, death rate, migration, and the trends of population growth. While urban geography studies about the expansion of urban development, the structures of town and cities. So, the correct answer is B. Another question number 2. The abundance of trilobites and shelled animals results Paleozoic era as it described as the age of ancient life. But the dominance of mammals happens in Cenozoic era, not during the Paleozoic era. The first appearance of humans was during the Quaternary period of Cenozoic era, million years later. Formation of Pangea occurred later in the era, not in the defining traits. So, B is the correct answer. Question number 3. What term describes a volcano with steep slopes formed by alternating layers of ash and lava? A. Shell volcano. B. Cinder volcano. C. Stratovolcano. D. Caldera. Question number 4. Which geological principle states that in undisturbed layers, older rocks lie beneath younger one? A. Original horizontality. B. Superposition. C. Radioactive decay. D. Cross-cutting relationships. Question number 5. Which major geological process is responsible for the distribution of continents today? A. Continental drift. B. Volcanic activity. C. Erosion. D. Solar radiation. Gaaffileen kunis gaaffilee GeoGraphy 17 tiyubiin kana dura hojjete keessaa kan bahanidha. Kanaaf GeoGraphy 17 tiyubii sirriitti hordofuun akka qayyabattan asumarraan isin yaadachiisa. እነዚህም ጥያቄዎች GeoGraphy 17 ቲዩብ ከለቀቃቸው ጥያቄዎች የወጡ ጥያቄዎች ናቸው። ለዚህ ጂኦሌሰን 17 ቲዩብን እየተከታተላችሁ እንድታጠኑና እንድትከታተሉት ከወዲሁ ጋብዛችኋለሁ። መልስ የሚሆነው የቱ ነው? For question number 3, stratovolcano is the term that describes a volcano with a steep slope formed by alternating layers of ash and lava. Shale volcano is broad, gentle slopes, not it is steep, while cinder cone built mainly from loose particles, not alternating layers. And caldera is a large crater, not a type of volcanic structure. C is the correct answer for question number 3, stratovolcano. The older rocks lie beneath the younger one is described by a geological principle which is known as superposition. So B is the correct answer. A, C, and D are not the answer. Why? Original horizontality dictates that or describes rocks are deposited flat initially, does not order age, while radioactive decay helps in dating rocks, not in ordering them. Cross-cutting relationship states that the rock doing the cutting is younger. So, B is the correct answer. Continental drift is the major geological process that is responsible for the distribution of continents today. For example, a huge landmass known as Pangaea was broken into two, to the Gondwana and Laurasia, according to the continental drift theory. Then these two huge continents are becomes broken into 7 continents of the today. So continental drift theory which is responsible for the distribution of continental today. Question number 6. What theme of geography describes the unique human and the physical characteristics of a location? A, movement. B, region. C, place. D, human environment interaction. Question number 7. If a rock sample contains only 12.5% of its original potassium-14 isotope, how many half-lives have passed since its formation? A, 1. B, 2. C, 3. D, 4. From the theme of geography, place describes the unique human and the physical characteristics of location. Movement is not the answer. Why? Because it is a theme of geography that describes how peoples and the goods are travel from place to place, while regions are an area with shared characteristics. And also, human environment interaction describes how humans affect the environment or how humans are affected by the environment. So, C is the correct answer. Rock samples of different isotopes lives different half-lives. For example, here the original parent isotope of potassium-40, when it becomes 100, half-life is becomes 0. When the parent isotope becomes 50, the half-life becomes 1. When it is 25, half-life is 2. When the sample rocks of parent isotopes are 12.5, the number of half-life is 3. When the parent isotope sample rocks of potassium-40 becomes 6.25, half-life becomes 4 and decreases as the half-lives are becomes increasing. C is the correct answer. Question number 8. If identical Mesosaurus fossils are discovered in both Brazil and South Africa, what does this evidence suggest about the continental historical position? A. The reptiles swam across the Atlantic. B. The continents were once joined. C. Volcanic eruption spread fossils. D. climate zones shifted over time. Question number 9. Why do the scientific community initially reject Alfred Wegener's continental drift theory? A. Lack of fossil evidence. B. No explanation for the movement of mechanism. C. Misinterpretation of rock layers. D. Overemphasis on oceanic crust. The major evidences for Alfred Wegener's continental drift theory were 1. The coastline similarity. 2. The identical fossils like Mesosaurus, which are found in South America, in Brazil, and South Africa. The correct answer for question number 8 is B. There was no explained for the movement of mechanisms. Misinterpretation is not the major factor for the rejection of Alfred Wegener's continental drift theory. So the answer is B. Question number 10. How do convection currents within the Earth's mantle contribute to the movement of tectonic plates across the planet's surface? A. They cool the mantle. B. They drive magma to the surface. C. They circulate heat from radioactive decay. D. They stabilize plate position. Question number 11. What key difference exists between a small-scale map and a large-scale map in terms of area coverage and detail representation? A. Shows a larger area and less detail. B. A small-scale map shows a smallest area with more detail. C. Uses brighter color. D. Focuses on roars. I give you 10 seconds. Try to answer. Good. Heat from the decay results magma to erupt. So they circulate heat from radioactive decay. Convection currents in mantle circulates heat from the radioactive decay. But cool the mantle, they actually heat and also steer the mantle, not moving the mantle. Drive magma to the surface. It is true, but not the plate movement takes place. Stabilized plate, it says this one is false. For this reason, C is the correct answer. The difference between a small scale map and a large scale map is that a small scale map shows a larger area and a less detail. But a small scale map never shows a smaller area with more detailed information. C and D are not attached with the aerial representation and what they convey level of information. So the correct answer is A for question number 11. Concerning to question number 11, you can revise GeoLesson 17 tubes video that was posted before a year about map and map measurement skills. Question number 12. Which process is dominant in river's upper course with a V-shaped valley? A. Deposition. B. Lateral erosion. C. Vertical erosion. D. Transportation. Question number 13. Why subduction zone typically form at location where tectonic plates converge? A. Plates are less dense. B. Oceanic crust is denser. C. Continental crust. D. Mantle convection reverse. Question number 14. To which one of the following geological times do you associate the evolution of modern man? A. Tertiary period of Cenozoic era. B. Cretaceous period of Mesozoic era. C. Jurassic period of Mesozoic era. D. Quaternary period of Cenozoic era. Vertical erosion is one characteristic of the river's upper course and cuts the land with V-shaped valley. So C is the correct answer. A, B, and D are not the answer. Why? Because deposition happens in lower course, not at the upper course. 2. Lateral erosion happens in middle or lower course, again not in upper course. Transportation always occurs, but not dominant. Oceanic crust is denser. For this reason, subduction zones typically form at a location where tectonic plates are converge. B is the correct answer. A, C, and D are not the answer. Why? A says that plates are less dense. This is false. The denser one is subductus. C is not the answer. Why? Crust stays above. So is not one cause. Mantle convention reversality says not the cause. This one is also. The modern human being was evolved during the Quaternary period of Cenozoic era. D is the correct answer, but A, C, and B are not the correct. The reason: Homo sapiens emerged during the Cenozoic era of Quaternary period, but Tertiary is older mammals appear, not the modern humans. In Cretaceous period, dinosaurs were dominant. Even during the Jurassic, also, dinosaurs were evolved. So, this is the correct answer. Question number 15. When a river's meander is abandoned due to a shortcut forming during a flood, what type of landform is created as a result? A. Levee. B. Oxbolex. C. Delta. D. Floodplains. Question number 16. What type of plate boundary is most related with creating new crust? A. Convergent. B. Divergent. C. Transform. D. Subduction. Question number 17. Which one of the following is not controls of weather and the climate in Ethiopia? A. Altitude. B. Latitude. C. Mountain barriers. D. Cloud cover. Question number 18. What is the principal criteria utilized in the Köppen's classification system to categorize climate labeled as B type? A. Temperature. B. Precipitation. C. Wind pattern. D. Vegetation. When the meander loop is cut off during flooding, Oxbow Lake is formed. But A, C, and D are not. The reason: here, levees are embankment from deposition, while delta forms at the river mouth. Floodplains are the entire area around the river, not a specific landform. So, Oxbow Lakes forms when a meander loop is cut off during flooding. B is the correct answer. The divergent plates pulling apart magma fills space and solidifies. So, B is the correct answer. During the convergent, crust is destroyed, and during the transform, plates slide, no crust are made. Again, during the subduction, crust becomes recycled. Cloud cover is the element of weather and climate, not the controls of weather and climate. But altitude, latitude, and mountain barriers are the controls of weather and climate in Ethiopia. So, D is the correct answer. Letter B denoted with precipitation, which is represent about the dryness or the moist of the climate according to the Köppen climate classification. B is the correct answer. Temperature is used in the category of A and C in Köppen climate classification. Question number 19. Why does the leeward side of a mountain range receives significantly little rainfall? A. Due to the rising warm air condenses. B. Due to the sinking air warms and hinders precipitation. C. High pressure system dominates. D. Due to the Coriolis effect deflects winds. Question number 20. Which of the following statement is true about the Conference of the Paris to the UNFCCC? A. It is an organization advocating for increased greenhouse gas emission. B. It is a group of climate change skeptics. C. It is the supreme decision-making body. D. It has no influence on international climatic agreements. The sinking air warms and also hinders precipitation. Due to this, the leeward side of mountain range receives significantly little rainfall. B is the correct answer. A causes rain on windward side. When the air rises and it condenses, windward side, there will be a rainfall. High pressure system is unrelated to mountain effect. Coriolis effect also used to affect wind direction, not the level of rainfall. COP directs the global climate agreements like Paris Agreement. So, C is the correct answer. It is the supreme decision-making body. COP is. A is the opposite one. The organization never advocating for increased greenhouse gas, but advocating to decrease greenhouse gases. B is also not escaping. D is not the answer. Why? Because it says no influencing, but COP has a play central role globally. Chaanalii keessan Geolesson 17 Tube waan daawwattaniif galatooma. Geolesson 17 Tube chaanaalachuun sila gobanyaachuu አመሰግናለሁ። Geolesson 17 Tube chaanaalii milkoomina egeree dhalootaaf dhimmu